Gold Kick. Now, I gotta wait a bit, but I figured while I'm waiting, I'll do a stream. Why not? So, yeah. Usually I have my computer, but I don't feel like going to get the camera, so I'll just use my phone. I'm cool with it. I don't know if anybody will show up, but it's like about almost 5 a.m. in the morning, but we will see. What's up, Jackal? What's up, official Team Murdoch? Welcome to the stream. Happy Easter, looking good, buddy. Thank you. Happy Easter, Jonathan D tier. I had actually forgotten. Well, yeah, it's Easter. Crazy. Crazy indeed. But yeah, I'm waiting for a place to open because I gotta go get some batteries. Honestly, short rant. I hate video game controllers that require batteries. I hate that. You know, that's the one thing I'll give PlayStation is at least their controllers, whether it's wired or rechargeable, you don't gotta buy batteries. I hope you're okay. I appreciate it. I could be better, to be honest, but hopefully there's a light at the end of all the pain and suffering. Yeah, very understandable, man. Yeah, I finally hit 2,000 subscribers, which is great. I don't want to do a special video just yet, though, because if I do the video and then I lose some subs, I'll go back under 2,000. So I'm gonna wait till I have 2,000 something and then do the video. That way, you know. Hello, what's up, Lego Game 2004? Welcome to the stream. Congratulations to 2K. I appreciate it. Switch 2 games for $90. Inflation's out of control, man. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's weird because there were certain games back in the day that were around that price. So it's just like, what the hell's going on here, you know? Things cost too much in gaming. That's for sure. Too much money. I'm doing great. I'm in college at the moment, working on my assignments. That's good. That's good to hear. But yeah, it's good to be more involved with streams. I'm going to be in another independent movie. It starts filming next week, and it gave my birthday weekend. It's a horror drama. I'm in as an extra, but I might have a couple of scenes as an extra. That's awesome, man. Glad to hear that. That's really cool. You're going to be in another movie. Congrats, man. It's good to see that. They'll get your name out there, and it's probably really fun being in movies. So that's really cool. You know, hopefully you find much success in that, because that could bring attention to YouTube, and YouTube brings attention to that, vice versa. We need robots or slaves. I said this to my mom a few times, that certain stores should just put, like, if they ever make AI robots, they should just put them in certain stores where they don't have enough workers. Sometimes if you go to certain, like, grocery store places, they'll have those aisles with nobody there, nobody to bag your food up because they're short on people. Robots could fix that, but we've seen movies and how that goes. So, what games did you play on PSP? Medal of Honor Heroes is the last one I played. That was a really good game. And then I also liked Warriors Rochi 1, Warriors Rochi 2, Dante's Inferno. Those are like the main games I played on the PSP. I've mostly just been playing League lately, Samurai Warriors 3, but I ran out of batteries, so I gotta go get some stupidly slaves in. I've always wanted to be in independent films, especially independent horror films. They're making a comeback. Ever Terrifier saved the whole indie horror movie genre. Yeah, man, I love horror films. I don't watch any movies in a while, but I do love horror films, and there are some good independent ones. Um, so that's really cool. You're getting involved in that. It's probably really fun doing that. Um, but yeah, being involved in independent horror is probably really fun because, yeah, it's I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there is some good independent horror I've seen at one point. One of my favorite horror movies includes Scream and Halloween. Yeah, those are good franchises. I like those as well. I wonder what the last horror film was I saw. I can think of at the top of my head. Nah, nothing's coming to me at the moment in terms of horror films. Well, yeah, the last one I seen was It's a Wonderful Knife. That was okay. It was there. It was like I was in the middle with that one, to be honest. Let's see. Terrifier saved the indie horror movies. The more people start getting around indie horror, they assume it would be tons of reboots of others, just like mainstream horror movies do. Yeah, definitely. Indie horror, they actually do different stuff, whereas like Hollywood, they just do the same thing over and over again, you know? And it's good people are starting to come around to that, you know? Definitely glad to hear that. Because yeah, I like different stuff. There's all kinds of genres in horror that they could do more with. Ever been to Shakey's Pizza? All you can eat $14. Hell yeah. I never heard of it, but yeah, sounds like a good deal. The last food place I tried lately was Speedy's, or not Speedy, yeah, Speedy's Burgers. Um, the fries were good. The burgers, I could eat them, but I didn't love the flavor. To be honest, I didn't love it. There's other burger places I think are better. What up, Tiger Shiva? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Jackal, looking forward for a top 10 Tom Cruise movies. Yeah, I gotta see more of this stuff. I've only seen Edge of Tomorrow, World of Worlds, Tropic Thunder. I didn't get to finish Rain Man because something came up, but technically that. Jerry Maguire, A Few Good Men, The Firm. And that's about it. So I haven't seen enough for a top 10, but from what I've seen, I do like his stuff. So I'll have to see more of his stuff, like at least the Mission Impossibles and maybe Jack Reacher, and then we could eventually do that. I've watched Days of Thunder like 3 times 11 years ago, and I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, that's cool. I did hear the soundtrack for that film was pretty good. Let's see. Once those that only watch mainstream horror finally saw Terrifier, they got into indie horrors. Why the other Terrifier movies are considered both mainstream and independent horror movies. Yeah. It's good that a movie came out and did that, so now that people are paying attention to the independent horror scene, and we'll have more, basically. Because I would like to see some good independent horror zombie films. I'd like to see some, because for instance, I think Korea, a lot of the zombie stuff they make is really good, really refreshing, better than a lot of the stuff they make in Hollywood over here, So hopefully we can get quality like that in the indie scene. Legend, Tom Cruise. Yeah, he's a good actor. Watch Interview with the Vampire. I tried watching that like 2 times. I couldn't get into that film, honestly. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know, that movie just wasn't really doing anything for me. I still have a DVD copy of Days of Thunder. That's cool. People need to check out the whole independent movie films in general. Definitely, exactly. Yeah, because it's a way for something to get its start. Because there's a lot of movies out there that were on a low budget and they were huge hits. Terminator 1, the first Evil Dead, for example. Those films were on low budgets, very successful. Or the movie Friday that Ice Cube made. He had to budget and pay people, he couldn't pay people the most money, and it turned out to be a huge success. Sometimes less is more. Tom Cruise is a legend indeed. Yeah, he definitely is. The only thing I've been involved in terms of like entertainment, I talked about this before. I don't know when it's coming out, but I did do voice work and some pictures for a video game that somebody I know is working on. But I don't know the status of when this game's coming out or how it's going to be. But that's probably the only thing I've been involved with entertainment-wise. I like the film A Few Good Men. Yeah, it's a good movie. Very first Halloween is independent horror. It became successful too. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's a good one to bring up as well. That's dope, man. Yeah, definitely. Do a fun facts video on Nas. I really wouldn't. To be honest, I'm not really all that into Nas music. Just because I'm not really into like the style of boom bap rap when it comes to like the beats and stuff. I mean, I like him on the song Topless with Dr. Dre, Eminem, and T.I. That's kind of a reference track. And I don't mind him on hip hop. One of the few DJ Khaled songs I could listen to, mainly because of the beat and Scarface on it and stuff. Nas is a legendary rapper in my opinion. But yeah, when it comes to rap, I'm like with beats, I gotta really be into like the beats. You know, I mean, not all the way with the beats, but I like really good beats. Nas is one of the great rappers of all time. Yeah, a lot of people like him. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe not all of his music uses that style, to be fair, because the only album I really delved into like that was his first album, but I have a certain taste for rap beats. Let's see, Diddy is evil. Oh yeah, he definitely is. Honestly, this is what I'll say. I regret that video I made about the Diddy situation because I'm like, damn, because I don't know, like I said things the wrong way in that video because he did wrong, and I just the position I took was dumb. But you're not gonna do everything perfect on YouTube, I guess. Prince Montana's from Morocco, yeah. Robert England, dude that played Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street movies, was an assistant for the movie. He helped throwing leaves on the set for when Lori walks to school. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. Seemed like a good dude then. What's going on, man? What's up, Zach D Productions? Welcome to the stream. I hate how this hoodie does the fold thing. This is the first time I've worn this, so it was cold, so I had nothing else to wear. The weather in Michigan is very annoying. 1 minute it's warm, then it's cold. It's like, come on. My favorite horror movie is Final Destination 3. Interesting choice. I like Final Destination 1. I would like to see the sequels one day. Recently rewatched Batman Begins, still probably my favorite of the Dark Knight trilogy. That's cool you revisited that. I'd like to try the game out sometime. Let's see, have you heard of the 300 movie? Yeah, I never got to watch it fully. I've seen some of it in theater, but I fell asleep. Either because I was tired and it was really long. Jackal, if you ever get a chance to be in independent films and you feel confident enough, you should give it a try to be an extra in them in your area. It might be your big break. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. That's something, excuse me, that's something I could do. Liam Neeson was great in the movie as the villain. Yeah, Liam Neeson's awesome. This is Sparta. Yeah. Gerard Butler is one of my favorite action stars of recent times. I like the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. It's cool. I'm definitely going to check out Batman Begins. I do wonder if they'll do any sequels to the Robert Pattinson Batman film. I mean, I wasn't really in love with it, but I don't know if they'll do sequels to it or not, you know. Like Remember for Life said they might just reboot the series again with James Gunn and change the actor. Since James Gunn doing Oh yeah, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films are classic. Spider-Man 2 is probably my favorite. I like Iron Man. Yeah, Iron Man. I would love to see Iron Man get a really good video game. Iron Man is awesome. Um, they should give him a good video game. You know, hopefully one day they'll do it. Dope. I'm more into all the Friday the 13th movies: Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween H2O, Halloween Resurrection, Candyman 1 and 2, and Sleepaway Camp. Hey, that's cool to see Sleepaway Camp in there. Um, I was introduced to that film. You know, when I watched Sleepaway Camp and I saw the ending, I was like, damn, you know, it was a crazy twist. That was a really good film though. I did like that one. Um, I'd like to watch the Halloween. I like to watch Halloween 3, 4, and 5 and H2O because I've only seen one. I may have seen two. I've seen Rob Zombie's remake and the sequel, and I've seen the newer ones. I didn't mind 2018. I didn't hate Halloween Ends. I know people can't care for it because of Corey, but it didn't make me mad. I hated Kills more. Kills pissed me off more because it just the decisions were really stupid. And it's like Anthony Michael Hall is a good actor, and all these people are teaming up, and it just that was my least favorite of that trilogy. Yeah, I met Felissa Rose, the actress who played the Angela in that. She's in the profile picture. Oh, that's cool, man. That's awesome. It's pretty cool. I like Blair Witch Project. I'd like to see that sometime because found footage films, that's something I've changed my mind on. I used to bash found footage films. I'm like, oh, this is stupid. But now I actually like them. I've seen a few of them. I actually like found footage movies. Like the zombie films, REC. Those are good films. They're, I believe, French zombie films. I like them. I do like those ones. One of them was kind of weird because they tried to mix it with a regular film, but I like those movies. There was Zimbabwe's Independence Day on April 18th. Oh, that's cool. I've never been there. First Amazing Spider-Man movie I think is underrated. The sequel's just alright in my opinion. Yeah. I give you good little names, your little names, rant video. Yeah, you did. I did interview her on the Team Murdoch show. It's almost at 500 views on the Team Murdoch show channel. Oh, that's awesome, man. Congrats. I gotta check that out when I can. Do you like my profile picture, JGK? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got a, looks like a tiger. I like tigers. They're pretty cool. Glad to see a lot of people in here. Make sure to like the stream if you haven't already. But yeah, this is something I can do while I wait for. I want to wait for a store to open so I can go get some batteries real quick. Again, it's so stupid that certain video game consoles take batteries. I hate it. You know, at least, like I said, with PlayStation consoles, at least you can always use the controller. With Xbox, you gotta use batteries, and with the Wii classic controller, you gotta have batteries. Do a thoughts video on Eminem again, Jackal. I don't think I ever would unless he came out with way more albums and, you know, it warranted it, but I just can't see myself doing an updated video on it. I feel like I've covered a lot of his stuff for the most part. One of the games I have on PSP include Gran Turismo. It's a pretty cool car racing game on the console. Yeah, I never played it, but I did like the fourth game on the PS2. Eminem killed his career by being anti-Trump. I don't think that's what's really hurt his career. I think it's the lack of good music. A lot of the music he's dropping has just not been good. You know. Hope we can get a new Sleepaway Camp movie so we can find out how the real Angela survived and showed up on during Sleepaway Camp to find out why her brother was forced to pose as her. Yeah, I never seen the Sleepaway Camp sequels. I don't mind that you maybe give out some details, to be honest, because there's so much entertainment out here. It's hard to get to everything, but I should check the sequels out someday. GTA is cool too. Yeah, I don't like the Son Kim. I mean, that's understandable because of the style of it. I like GTA. Not sure if I told you yet, but I got to audition to voice Spider-Man in an animated fan film. Sadly, I didn't get the role. It's still cool to be one of the choices for the audition, though. Oh, that sucks, but that's cool you auditioned for it. It's pretty cool. Something I would like to be involved in. Um, I don't know if anyone's ever seen those videos on YouTube, but they'll have like fight scenes between, like, for example, um, they'll have Batman versus Wolverine fight scene, or Punisher versus Red Hood. Like these little mini fights that Batman and Son will make. I'd like to be involved in something like that. I think those are really cool, honestly. I love those. It's not that he works with a lot of whack rappers. He said he never would do that. Besides, closed doors, all parties are saying all evil. That's true. You know, it would be better if him would call all of it out. And that's a good point, Team Murdoch. He went against that. You're right. He works with so many garbage rappers. Like he dissed mumble rappers, but then he worked with Juice WRLD. He dissed pop artists, but then he worked with pop artists. All them unreleased songs leaking of him dissing Rihanna, then he works with Rihanna, and then, you know, and then him trying to make music that's similar to these rappers, just say, you know, honestly, I wish Eminem would just leave his record label and go independent. I do wonder if that would make his music better. And plus, he plays it safe. Like the song with Jelly Roll. It's like, dude, why didn't you work with Jelly Roll when he was rapping? That's what Eminem do. Work with him when he's rapping. But he works with him when he's popular and doing the singing stuff. It's like, what about when he was rapping? My favorite horror movie is American Werewolf in London. Yeah, that's a good film. I like that one. Eminem and Lazy Bone collaboration. That'd be cool. And Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 are more horror comedies. Felicia Rose Washington replaced by Bruce Springsteen's younger sister, Pamela Springsteen. Oh, I didn't know that. Particularly Evil Dead films, I do like seeing Sam Raimi as a director, and I do like Bruce Campbell too. Yeah, that's a good series. Personally, my favorite Evil Dead is the first one, because I like the serious tone, and I like the other character in there with the blonde hair. I think he's pretty cool. Because here's the thing. I don't know about anybody else, but something that's always bothered me about the second Evil Dead, and I know they couldn't do anything about this. I hate how with Evil Dead 2, right after you're done watching the first one, they had to rewrite the origin of the first one because Bruce Campbell said they lost the rights to the first film, so they had to change what happened, and it threw everything off of me. It bothered the fuck out of me. I don't know if it bothered anybody else, but that's the one thing I hate about Evil Dead 2. It's a connection to the first one, but then they give you a scene changing everything that happened. I fucking hate that. It threw me off so bad. That's why the first one I like more. I don't know. I hated that. I liked the TV show Ash vs. Evil Dead. I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, I meant to spell was, but all correct spelled Washington instead. Okay. Post Malone was a fan of Bob Dylan. That's cool. But yeah, Eminem and Lazy Bone collaboration would be cool if done right. Sleepaway Camp 4 stopped mid-production because of the company that owned it went bankrupt for bad investments. That's a shame. I gave you cool rap names in your freestyle there, Jackal, such as Ty Collar, Jackal Sign. Yeah, you sure did. But yeah, I need to check out the other Sleepaway Camp films. I did like the first one. It's pretty good. Akon and Drake collaboration. I don't know if it happened or not, but probably wouldn't be any good because Drake's not really all that good as a musician. We should look more into the Godzilla movies. You know, I did. It's funny you mentioned that. I tried watching the original Godzilla, the very first one they made. It was on Crackle, and I just couldn't get into it, to be honest. I don't know if it was the style of it or because it was really old, but I just couldn't get into it, you know. I don't know. I feel like I might resonate more with like the 2005 King Kong Peter Jackson film, and then the one Kong film that was really old, not the Jeff Bridges one. Maybe I'd like other Godzilla films, but that one in particular, I wasn't really feeling, to be honest. I think it was like, I don't know, like, it's kind of like a slasher film in a way, where it's like, I think the appeal of it is Godzilla himself and you know, oh man, the original Godzilla films are one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, that's cool. I like King Kong. Sleepaway Camp 4 still came out, but it was around 2011 or 2012. Just added scenes they were deleted from the other. The Sleepaway Camp movies with the scenes they already filmed. Oh, okay. It's cool they put the deleted scenes back in there. Another thing I'd like to try out one day is Power Rangers. I know that was like a popular series growing up. I never got to see it, to be honest. I never have. I know, what's his name? I believe Terrence Rotolo, the guy who voiced Frank West in Dead Rising. I could have sworn he was involved in Power Rangers at one point. I think. I could be wrong on that, though. But I'd like to try it out someday, whether that's watching one of the shows or the movie, because I like TMNT, and I know TMNT Power Rangers kind of went hand in hand back in the day. Thoughts on the character named The Shadow? But which character is that? Power Rangers is cool. I hate the little name. What's next? Little TSA? Yeah, or little frying pan or something. Return to Sleepaway Camp. X-Nay Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. It came out in 2008, although it was from 2003, just when it was first edited. It was edited poorly. That's a shame to hear. Oh, that was a part of the title when I read that. I didn't notice till now. Yeah, editing can ruin a film. Like, for example, the first Taken, great film. But Taken 2 and 3, the shaky cam. I remember there was a scene in Taken 3 where Liam Neeson jumped over a fence and they had like 18 cuts. It was so stupid. Love TMNT, one of my all-time favorite franchises. Yeah, I like TMNT too. Yeah, it's a good series. The only TMNT films I've seen are the original 3. The one from back in the day. The 90s ones. I liked all of them, honestly. I even liked part 3. That one's really hated, but I didn't mind it. How I would rank them, I think the first one's the best. Maybe I would put, I don't know. Like, do I put 2 above 3 or 3 above 2? The only thing that bothered me about the sequels, though, is Casey Jones was not as involved, and I actually really like Casey Jones. Especially like the TMNT 2003 series. Yeah. Do you like hip-hop rap music? Oh, that's a question you asked them. Although Return to Sleepaway Camp wasn't that great. But if they still released the poorly edited one, nobody wouldn't want to watch it. Yeah, I hear that. How many, on a number, like, how many Sleepaway Camp movies have there been total, Team Murdoch? Like, is there like 4 or 5 of them? Like, how many are there total? Yeah, I'm a big fan of hip. That's cool. I like all the 90s TMNT movies, and I also like the 2007 animated movie. That's cool. When I was on my way to college, I was listening to some Jay Dilla. That's pretty cool. Isn't he like a producer from Detroit? Or am I getting that mixed up? Yeah, I need to see other TMNT stuff. I've seen clips of the Michael Bay ones. Honestly, I don't hate Megan Fox. That's... I should maybe do a video one day about actors I don't hate, but I don't hate her. I don't, There's certain actors that I agree that aren't that great. But I never hated her, She just never bothered me like other people, to be honest with you. I could deal with her. I know she was in the remix, though. J Dill's a go to hip-hop beats, so yeah. I like Bone Thugs and Harmony. R.I.P. J Dill, he died in 2006. Yeah, that's a shame. I think he produced 1 or 2 of the songs on Busta Rhymes' album. Anything after the 2007 film, you ain't missing much, oh well. Sad. Both Soulman and Return to Sleepaway Camp were the last movies Isaac Hayes was in before he passed away. It both came out a couple of months after his passing. Yeah, it's a shame he died. I do recognize him in the name. I'm trying to remember what movies specifically he was in, because I could have sworn I've seen him in film. Wasn't he in that film with Gene Hackman and Danny DeVito and Sam Rockwell Heist in 2001? I could have sworn he was in that. Or maybe I'm getting them mixed up. I know I've seen him in. I have seen him in movies though. I just can't remember what movies I've seen him in. Bone Thugs and Harmony is awesome too. There's five Sleepaway Camp movies. Yes. Oh, okay. I like Wu-Tang Clan, Nas, Busta Rhymes, Tribe Called Quest. Let's see. I agree. Cyrus hip hop groups are fantastic. Yeah. He was in I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. He played Chef in South Park and was on episode 18. Yeah. Um, I'll have to look up his filmography, but I know I have seen him because I looked him up and I recognize his face. Thoughts on the movie Cobra with Stallone? I thought it was solid. I like that film. It's really good. Um, I like the guns in it. It's a cool type film. It's got a cool style in it. I do like that one as well. It's a shame that was never a series and that never was one of his breakout characters. Because that was kind of one of the only horror type films he did. That's a cool movie. Um, Val Kilmer passed away. Yeah, I seen that. It's sad. He was a good actor. You know, Wonderland's a good film. Heat, of course. He was great in Tombstone. I think one of his underrated films is The Saint. I like The Saint. It's kind of an action film. I liked him in The Ghost in the Darkness, but Michael Douglas was wasted. It took too long for him to come into the film, and then he eventually was killed off anyways. That's the one thing I hated about the movie. But it was still good, I guess. Yeah, it's sad he died. I'm going to listen to some Wu-Tang working out today. That'll be cool. Isaac Hayes more of a singer, though did a soundtrack to Shaft. His song Walk On By was in Dead Presidents. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I seen he was a musician as well. It's always cool when people can like do multi-talent, where they can do this, and they can do that as well. Gives them some range. I had a big fan of Snoop Dogg. His album covers and songs back in the day were explicit and degrading to women. That's understandable. I like Snoop Dogg. You know, I don't mind him myself. I mean, a lot of rappers kind of have that style going for him, to be honest. He listened to he was supervisor, what he's talking about. He's been doing music since the mid or late 60s, but was bigger in the 70s. Oh, wow. He's doing music for a while then. That's pretty cool. I haven't heard his music myself yet. What is your favorite Rambo movie? For the longest time, I've said First Blood, but nowadays the second film is my favorite. I like that he has to go save the missing soldiers. You know, I still haven't seen any of the other Rambo films. I've only seen the first one. And I didn't mind it, but I just haven't seen the sequels yet. He was more lyrical than Snoop. Yeah. Let's see. I like the Beatles. You know, I never really listened to them like that, to be honest, but I know what happened to John Lennon. I wish he was alive. I would love to see him and Felissa Rose start in an independent movie that isn't Sleepaway Camp later, like another indie horror or an indie action comedy. Yeah, it really is sad when people die, especially in the entertainment business, because you're not able to see their what else they could have done. You know, they're gonna have such a huge life ahead of them. It's sad, man. I think the first four Rambo movies are good. Fifth film is just okay. Yeah, That's kind of what I heard about the fifth one. The Beatles made awesome music. Fun fact: the Beatles are one of my favorite bands of all time. That's cool. I respect what the Beatles did for music, but there's rock bands I like more, such as Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith, and Van Halen. I can understand that. I also like Pink Floyd. That's kind of how I feel with some rappers. Like there's some rappers I could respect in terms of how things evolve, but I wouldn't listen to them on a daily basis. Felicity Rose is doing her thing in independent movies. She could be in a movie that's very crappy, and she makes her scene phenomenal. Yeah, that's what you call a really good actor, you know. Or even if they don't get a lot of time in the film, they can still, be memorable. Like there was this movie I saw called The Amazing Wizard of Oz. It was such a weird movie. Like this kid that was getting into magic, and he had a talking wizard dog. And Tommy Tiny Lister Jr., rest in peace, he was in that film. He only had like 2 scenes, but they were memorable. It was crazy he was in it because I didn't even know the film existed, and it was cool to see him in there. Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith, and Van Halen are legendary too. Yeah, that's the thing with independent films, Steve Murdoch, is there's a lot of good actors that may not get the most starring roles, Like one actor I really liked, I need to see more movies of his, but there's this guy named Johnny Strong who was in a film called Daylight's End. I really liked him. He was good in that zombie film. Elvis. Elvis is the king of rock. I'm honestly not into Elvis at all. Don't care for his music. Don't love him. Lil Wayne was also into rock music. Yeah, he was. Honestly, if we're talking about that genre or style of music, I would take someone, like, even though I listen to Johnny Cash like that, I would take him over Elvis. Because based on the movie I've seen with Joaquin Phoenix, his music to me sounded better than Elvis's music. I would choose him over Elvis, to be honest with you, if we're talking about that style of music. Lil Wayne, Dolph Lundgren is kind of an underrated actor. Unfortunately, most of the straight-to-DVD type movies nowadays. Yeah, Dolph Lundgren didn't get a lot of shots in Hollywood in terms of successes. I do like him. I've seen him in Don't Kill, which I liked. Don't Kill It. I liked him in Universal Soldier with Van Damme. They were great. He was great as a bad guy in that. I liked him in The Package with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm trying to think of other movies I've seen him in. I liked him in that one movie. I think it's called The Russian Specialist, where he's like a tour guide and he has a bunch of people with him. I need to see more of his films. One in the Chamber sucked, but I do like the fight scene with him and Cuba Gooding Jr. I forgot which interview she did where she mentioned she uses some of the stuff she learned doing singing and acting school as a kid because she wanted to do Broadway musicals and never got to be in any. Yeah, it's cool that she took lessons she learned from that and applied it to movies and stuff. And that's the thing, man. Like, when I look at Hollywood, the big actors they push, there's not a lot of new stars out here, in my opinion, because a lot of the people they give us, like, I do like The Rock, but he's, put in too many films, and I feel like his movies were better back then. And a lot of these actors, like, Bill Skarsgård, certain people they push in their face, they just really aren't that good. They're not star material. I guarantee you, the indie scene does have better actors and more star material. Like the guy, like Josh Stewart in the Collector films, he's pretty cool. It's a shame he don't get more leading roles. Pink Floyd is my favorite rock band of all time. They're very lyrical. That's pretty cool. Elvis stole his moves and styles from black rock singers, especially some songs like Nothing Like a Hound Dog. You can look it up. Oh yeah, I'm sure he did. I think that's, yeah. Plus he was with a girl that was not of age. I'll never understand how I'll never get that. It's like burn R. Kelly to the cross, but not Elvis. Like, you should also burn Elvis to the cross, in my opinion. Elvis needs to be burned to that cross, just like how R. Kelly is burned to that cross, because they're both doing wrong. I just feel like Elvis, in my opinion, is not called out enough for that. You know, because it wasn't right what he did. There's many musicians like that, but you know, yeah, these modern actors just don't do much for me. Yeah, they're just. We need more like strong legal material. Batista is my favorite wrestler in WWE. It's a cool choice. He's a good actor. He's a horrible human being though. Cheating on his wife when she had cancer. What a horrible human being, man. But I do like some of his movies. Elvis is also on Underage Girls. Yep, he was. You should listen to Pink Floyd. In terms of modern day action stars, all we really got are Jason Statham and Scott Adkins. There might be a few other exceptions. Yeah, that's all we really got. Gerard Butler, kind of. I still haven't seen the Den of Thieves sequel. I'm not sure how it is, but I liked the first one. I thought it was fun. Donald Jackal Trump MAGA. It's a fun parody name, but I wouldn't align myself with being a Trump supporter. I mean, the guy, I don't know if I want to get into that, but I wouldn't align myself with that, to be honest. After Sleepaway Camp was done filming, Felicia's mom told her to pursue movies instead. She didn't know if she could at first, until about a year after Sleepaway Camp came out. Yeah, I'm glad her mom encouraged her. That's awesome, man. You know, because some people in your life, when you're doing some kind of career, they'll shoot it down or say you can't do it. So that's awesome that she had her mom in her corner to tell her, like, yo, do this, you know? I do. I like Bruce Lee. I need to see his movies. I'll admit I haven't seen a lot of his stuff. I'm more familiar with his son, Brandon Lee, which rest in peace to him. Brandon Lee is another actor, man. Like, because I love The Crow, and I really, it sucks what happened to him, man, because he would have had such a great career ahead of him, you know. Because I liked him in The Crow. I liked him in, I always get Big Trouble in Little China mixed up with Showdown in Little Tokyo. I don't know why, but he was great in Showdown in Little Tokyo. He would have had a lot of great films ahead of him. And the thing is, if he would have lived, The Crow would have been a series. Like, I could see The Crow being a franchise. He probably would have maybe voiced it in mocap for a game. He could have been in The Expendables, you know? Just sad, man. Even if you are a Trump supporter, having any politician name, bio profile, etc. is just cringe in my opinion. Yeah. Donald Trump is another evil doing president in office. Yeah, and the thing about him is he said stupid shit about video games, you know, that most politicians say. The comments he made about his daughter. I love how that video is buried, you know what I mean? Like that 2006 video where he makes those inappropriate comments about his own blood daughter. That video is buried. You won't see that on any right-wing YouTube channels. You won't see them calling him out about that. It's ridiculous, man. Bruce Lee is great. Yeah. Grab him by the P. Grab him by the P. The Crow did become a franchise just without Brandon Lee, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess you make a case for that. Like, I haven't seen most of the other Crow sequels, but I actually liked The Crow Salvation from the year 2000. I liked The Crow Salvation. I actually thought it was good. You got Fred Ward in there as the villain, which is really cool. You got a pretty cool soundtrack with Rob Zombie on the soundtrack, which is awesome. I liked The Crow Salvation. I haven't seen any other ones, though. Sad it took Felicia Rose until 1999 or 2000 to be a main star in indie movies again. Before that, she was an extra in movies and shows that were filmed in New York. Yeah, it's a shame it took a while. You know, it's like with certain actors, it takes them ages to break out. Like, I always look at this story of, like, Samuel Jackson, where it took him a long time to actually, like, it took till he was in his 40s to get, like, leading roles in Pulp Fiction and stuff, you know? Which just shows that timing-wise, you don't know where your career could be at any time, really. Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite rappers of all time. That's a good choice. He's good. He's pretty good. Trump said grab women by the P. Yeah, he did. I haven't seen any of the Crow movies other than the first one. Yeah, I hear most of them weren't that great. Um, Another movie series I like is Hellboy. I don't know if anyone's watched Hellboy, but I love Hellboy 1 and 2. I wish they would have did a third one. But yeah, the Hellboy films are good. That's another kind of, I would say, underrated comic book type character. Hellboy is cool. And then the Chris Brown collaboration. Um, yeah, maybe Eminem would be good, but Chris Brown. The only song I like with Chris Brown is "Get Like Me" with David Banner and Young Jock. That's about it. And maybe the song of Busta Rhymes he did, which is why stop now. While she was working Fangora, horror movie company that does reviews on horror and give uprising actors and horrors what to do as a consultant. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think, and I even discovered this with myself as a YouTuber, what's going to carry you in any career, whether it's playing baseball or doing acting or doing music, whatever it is, what's going to carry you forward out of anything is the passion for it. I feel like that's what's going to carry you, because if you're just going to let the success or the money carry you only, you're not going to get that far. So I think it's the passion at the end of the day that can really carry that, because I've seen certain musicians that didn't get a lot of chances to be more known still do music probably because they really enjoy doing it. Man, it's been a great stream so far. It's awesome. I mean, that's what keeps me going on YouTube is the passion side of things, you know. My passion will not be determined by numbers, if that makes sense. Those are goals, obviously, but it's not, you know, if that makes sense. The other Crow movies weren't that great, but still good. The Asian actress that played the original Little Mighty Morphin Power Ranger was in the second Crow movie 4 years before she died. All that sucks, she died. I didn't know she was in the second Crow film. I might check out the other ones someday just to see all of them. There was also Stairway to Heaven, I believe, the TV show with Mark Dacascos, where he got to play the Crow. DJ Khaled, I think in part collaboration, sadly Chester was gone. And DJ Khaled would just say that he's, you know, we the best music, basically. I like the Backstreet Boys, they are legendary. That was one of my mom's favorite music groups and bands when she was younger. I'm not too familiar with the music. I know that Donnie Wahlberg got his start in that group growing up. That's actually where, I think it was either that group or Michael Jordan is why I was named Jordan. Yes, she and her friends got hit by a speeding car on the way for her friend's wedding. Her friend that was supposed to get married got wheelchair bound for life. Damn. That sucks, man. I know you can't perfectly live life to prevent death, but there's some days where I just sit and think maybe it's not the worst thing ever. I don't have a vehicle. Is it hard and take a while to get everywhere on foot? Sure, but you know, maybe I'm preventing some bad stuff by not having a car. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get into the whole territory if I'm not going to do this and that. I'm just going to lock myself in a little safe box so I can be safe. But, you know, that is one of the things to worry about in driving. There was a wreck around where I just lived a few days ago, and somebody unfortunately died. Crazy. But that sucks, man. Or like planes. I don't like planes. All the people that die in planes. Aaliyah died in a plane. Um, they, Richie Valens is his name, because I like that movie Rabamba with Lou Diamond Phillips. It's really sad what happened to that guy. He was so young and he died in that plane. It's terrible, man. That's another thing. I can't mess with planes. The guy that hit them died on his way to the hospital. Rumors he was drunk and driving a messed up car. Nothing was 100% confirmed. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, man, that drinking is bad. DUIs and stuff, it's bad. What are your favorite anime? Jackal Gold Kick. Mine is One Piece. Favorite anime: Fullmetal Alchemist, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Regular, One Punch Man, Kami ga Kill, Psycho Pass, your boy Con Ming, which is like basically an anime with Yugi Leon in present time. Those are just a few I can think of. Listen to the song "Show Me," Me Ended Up Being Lonely by Backstreet Boys. Yeah, I'll check that out sometime. Do a rant with Khalifa. I don't know if I'd ever do a rant on them, but I could do a thoughts video. You know, maybe one day. You know what's interesting about Wiz Khalifa? That guy, he changed his music. Like, I don't know if you ever heard his music from 2005 and 2006, but he was more of a lyricist type rapper back in the day. Like, he was actually way more into doing the rapping, and he changed his style later on, which I guess made him more successful, but his style changed if you go back and look. Another friend had her left hand completely cut off. Their limo flipped over super hard. The car that hit them was going very fast, damn near 180 miles per hour. Damn, that sucks, man. That's a scary thing to have your hand completely cut off. It's horrible. I wonder if, like, if we actually did have, flying cars, would that prevent accidents, or would there still be accidents? I just wonder if there could be a world where we never have car accidents. If that's just down to circumstance, or if it's down to people being dumb and not driving right, or drinking. I like Bollywood movies. My favorite actor is Shah Rukh Khan. You should look him up. Yeah, I should. I don't know if this counts, but the only movie I've seen that's based in that culture would be Slumdog Millionaire. That's a good film. I don't know if that counts, but I gotta bounce. Peace. All right, Team Modoc. See you. Thanks for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's what keeps me going on YouTube, is the passion over anything else. If you don't have that, Wiz Khalifa talks about weed. He does. You know, I can't relate to it because I'm not really into weed, to be honest. It just made me paranoid, and it just made me susceptible to my addiction the time I did try it. You know, something I might do instead, I was going to go get some batteries, but I think it would make more sense to buy rechargeable batteries, you know? Like, that's probably what I should do instead. Order some rechargeable batteries online, that way I could keep charging them instead of going to the store wasting money on batteries I can't even use after a while. Fuck that, you know? Robert De Niro hates Trump. Yeah, I know he's someone that don't really care for him. Robert De Niro is a great actor, though. You know, he's great. Freaking The Score with him and Edward Norton, great film. Ronin, great film by him. Heat is great. I'm not a fan of Goodfellas, I'll be honest. I prefer Casino. Love Casino. Um, Meet the Parents is great. He's a good actor. I like hide and seek. A lot of people don't, but I don't mind it. I'm a total fan of Slumdog Millionaire is a good movie. Good live stream, Jackal Gold Kick. The Pest. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think I might just wait till I get my YouTube money and I'll just order some rechargeable batteries because it just isn't worth going to the store spending money on batteries that I can't even. I mean, maybe the store will have rechargeable batteries, I guess, but I don't know. I'm gonna Google that actually. Rechargeable batteries. You know, until today I didn't know those even existed. I kind of want to keep the live stream going, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I'll probably just order it online. You know, get me some rechargeable ones. They don't look like they sell any rechargeable ones at stores. At least near me, I can tell. Good live stream, leave in the chat. Alright, thanks, Tiger Shiva. Appreciate you coming to stream, man. Let's see if there's any nearby. A lot of the places that have them are far, though. Super far. See how far this place is. That's too far. Yeah, I'll keep this live stream going, I suppose. I can't even play my game because I got no batteries, so I might as well stay on here. So we'll keep it rolling, everyone. Make sure I hurry up and type sync my computer dies. Yeah, I don't think they'll. I mean, the thing is, I only have like $10, so I probably won't be able to even get my rechargeable ones. Yeah, I'll just let everyone use your check. Honestly, just don't like going to the stores and tired, and I just think, yeah. Yeah, if anybody else in the stream want to talk or ask something, go ahead. I'm gonna be here for a bit. see. Shit, computer died. What's up, Hip Hop Junkie from 2 on 5? Welcome to the stream. You hate that movies today are formulaic Jackal Gold Kick. What do you mean by that? I'm not quite sure what formulaic means. Let's go there and see what the hell they got just to fucking do it. Hello, Jackal. Hello, guys. What's up, White Devil 350 Mississippi? Welcome to the stream. Cool to see you in here. Yeah, both channels are doing well. I mean, we get 2,000 subs, and the gaming channels are 100 subs, which is great. Savage is cockish. Yeah, he sure is, Tiger Shiva. He sure is. alarm was going off in the other room from the fall. I didn't even know it was on. Jackal Gold Kick is one of the greatest lyricists in hip hop history. Appreciate it. But yeah, I'm just going to end the stream here. Simple 1 hour stream. Appreciate everyone that came by and supported it and left comments and thumbs it up. That's all I really got to say in the stream. Look forward to the videos. I got videos scheduled out for the rest of April on this channel and the gaming channel. Plus there's more that has to be released. I already recorded. And there's going to be a new video on Spear Dude's channel eventually with some other people. And yeah, that's it. Peace out.